Alright guys, so I'm out here and I wasn't planning on doing a casting video for the Fishband PW100, but I thought I'd just go ahead and do a casting slash fishing video. So basically I got your PW100 mounted on the Ace Hawk CU double. I got the ultralight tip on, and I got 4-pound P-line fluoro clear. And I'm going to start off with a lure. It's a little crappie magnet. I think it's about 2 grams total weight, but I will put a picture of all the lures I use with the weights on the screen for you. But let's see if we can catch some fish. All right, so I'm going to set this PW100 up. All right, so I'm going to set the spool tension to just remove that side-to-side movement. Once again, it's got a very nice, precise micro clicker on the spool tension. And there we go. Okay, so gonna stick the brakes on maximum and just work my way down. And of course, it just started raining. Okay, so first thing I noticed, brakes are very strong because it pulled that lure off to the left. So I'm going to go down 2 clicks. Okay, so that lure went out there probably about 30 foot. So let's go down a couple more clicks. It is starting to rain, but hopefully it'll leave. All right, distance was about the same. Spool tension, spool control still very good. Now the wind is just all over the place. I'm gonna get closer out. We're gonna go down 2 more clicks. All right, there we go. Probably went out there about 40 foot. All right, let's go down 2 more clicks. Okay, so really flinging this thing out there now, probably at least 50 foot. That was just an easy sidearm cast. And as expected, this combo feels like a feather in my hands. It's so lightweight. All right, so I'm gonna start backing the brakes down 1 click at a time, see if we can find the limit. Oh, I think I found the limit there. So luckily, the line did not go in between the spool and the frame. But as you can see, the brakes are very, very good. Very smooth and quiet caster. Pretty much just like the Spirit Fox. All right, so if nothing hits this little crappie jig, I'm gonna tie on a jerk bait because it is officially fall now, which means it is jerk bait season. All right, a couple of more casts. I see some activity over there. Okay, so I believe I need to back the brakes down 1 click. And it just slings this little crappie jig out there. Oh, got it. Got something. Feels like a bass, or what is this? Oh, it's a nice bluegill. Pretty decent bluegill that just fell off, quick release. I knew there was fish in here. All right, so 1 fish on the 2 gram-ish crappie jig. Let's see if we can get some more. There's got to be some bass around here still hanging around. something else. I think it's another panfish. Yep. Looks like pumpkin seed. Oh, it's a nice one too. Nice colors on this one. All right, let's get him unhooked and in the water. Okay, so this crappie jig is starting to do some work, just not on the species that I'm looking for. All right, let's throw it back out in there. Apparently they're all bunched up in this one spot. Oh, got another. Oh. Okay, I think I know where they are. Oh, this one's a little bit stronger. Could this be a bass? Feels like a bass, the way it's fighting. Nope, it's a big old bluegill, and again, another bluegill. Oh man, he swallowed the shit out of this jig too. I'm gonna have to pull the pliers out on this guy. Okay, so these panfish, they're pretty good size, but on this ultralight gear, it's so much fun. You really don't know exactly what you have until you really reel it in, because on this ultralight bait finesse gear, they just fight so hard. It just magnifies the fight of these little panfish that otherwise, if you had heavier tackle, you could just power them in with no problem. So this cast is going out there probably a good, I would say 20 yards at least, with no problem. Very, very easy. This reel casts super smooth and super easy. I don't want to clean these bearings out. There's the tap. In case I mess them up like I did with the Spirit Fox, where they lost their smoothness and became really noisy. And but yeah, it's just casting this little crappie jig out there. Zero effort. Zero spool control. Accuracy is awesome. Oh, crap. Okay, so I'm noticing something here that I noticed with the Spirit Fox. The line seems to get caught up and causes this one really long loop. Sometimes if I cast too hard, it causes an overrun. All right, I see some bait fish jumping around. It's got to be some kind of something around here. But yeah, hopefully this will show up on camera for you guys without me blowing the spool up so bad. But I'm gonna do a little sidearm cast. Did you guys see that big long coil that showed up? So I'm not sure what causes that. I mean, the line guide sticks out pretty far, but I noticed that with the Spirit Fox as well. So I'm not going to whip this out there too hard, at least sidearm, but overhead cast, I don't see that. Here, I'll do an overhead cast for you guys. Well, actually I do see it. So I think I need to turn the brakes up one click. Hopefully that'll solve that problem. But so far, this PW100 is nice for the money. It palms, super comfortable. Like I said, it weighs nothing. All right, turning the brakes up solved that problem a little bit, but it's still there, so I'm not sure exactly what is causing that issue. All right, a couple more casts and I'm going to change out this lure. So right here I'm fishing a Kitech Easy Shiner 3-inch on a 1/16 ounce jig head. And just a few moments before this, there was a pack of about 10 nice sized creek bass, probably averaging about a pound to a pound and a half, that came through under the bridge like a pack of sharks, going after all the minnows that were gathered around there. Now I swam this Kitech right in the middle of them several times and they just ignored it. So when I finally did manage to get a bite, of course it was one of the smaller ones. But either way, he put up a good fight on this ultralight gear and it was really fun to catch him. So right here I've moved down about 100 yards at the same creek, and the water here is a lot deeper with a lot less snags, so I decided to see if I could catch one on a jerkbait. So I'm throwing my favorite bait finesse jerkbait, the Lucky Craft Pointer 48, It weighs about 2.2 grams. And surprisingly, I got a decent little creek bass that pulled up a hell of a fight. And he was probably only less than 3/4 of a pound, but once again on this ultralight gear, he felt like a much bigger fish. I plan on coming back to this creek a few more times to see if I can get at some of those bigger bass before they move out into the main lake for the winter. So about a week later, I take the same combo, the PW100, along with the Ace Hawk CU double to my trout spot, and once again I'm using the Lucky Craft Pointer 48. Now at this particular spot I only managed to catch what appears to be a small brook trout. Now I'm definitely going to be coming here many times during the winter to chase some more trout. So since I had no more luck catching any trout in the spot I was at, I moved down below the dam and I'm targeting a fish that most people here in America don't consider a viable sport fish. Now unfortunately I was unlucky in catching one, but I did manage to catch something that I'll share with you guys later in a different video. But the sun is starting to set, it's starting to get dark, but I want to see if I can catch some trout down at this spot. So I tell myself I'm going to give it 7 casts before I go home. Now luckily, out of the 7 casts, I end up catching 2 walleye, and I must say that I've heard that walleye are not the best fighters, that, you know, catching a walleye is like reeling in a wet paper bag through the water. But I'm gonna have to call BS on that one, because these 2 little walleye, they put up a hell of a fight. It was super fun, especially on this ultralight bait finesse gear. Now as you can see, this first walleye, he absolutely swallowed that Lucky Craft Pointer 48 hole, and it took a little bit of time to get that the hooks out of his mouth. But all in all, I had a pretty good day. Now, as far as the PW100 goes, the only thing I can say is that this is a super nice little bait finesse reel. It's gonna cast the lightest bait finesse lures pretty much as good as any reel out there, except for the super high dollar Japanese reels. But the best part about it is that that performance can be had for around $53 to $55. So pretty much anybody can afford this reel. So if you're on the fence about getting one, go ahead and pull the trigger. The reel is solid, it casts smooth and silently. Now, it's not quite as solid feeling as the GH100, but it makes up for it in the fact that it's noticeably lighter, and this could be your first sub 5 ounce reel. Okay guys, thanks a lot.